things, dude. I need to look at them more.
They be flowing, but you can't catch all of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of people up in here.
Yes, sir.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yes,
Do
sir. Yes,
Come on.
sir. Yes, sir, man.
Come on.
Everybody breathe. Oh, man.
Wow.
Clap it up
Houston
in the
is
chat,
done.
man.
Houston
And just
is
like
is
that.
wrapped
Forget
it.
about Houston, man. Clap it up in
Arizona's
the chat.
gone, man. Let's
Clap
go.
it up in the chat.
Wow,
we don't care
dude.
about Arizona. We don't care about Gonzaga. We don't care about none of the teams
Don't
that
care about
lost
nothing,
tonight.
man.
The
One
focus
seeds are gone,
is
bro.
Duke,
One seeds are
man.
gone, bro. That means it's our tournament. Our tournament
What?
now.
Yeah,
What
Duke's
did
time.
Quinn Cook say? Duke is never the underdog, man.
Say it
Come
louder,
on.
man. Let's
Come
go.
on, man. Come
Yo.
on.
Hey, if we play like we played tonight, I want Duke to be the underdog. Let them be the underdog. If we
Oh,
play like we
man.
played tonight, dude, let us be the underdog every game henceforth, my friend. It was beautiful tonight watching the way we played.
Bro, I'm clipping. Don't worry. Tomorrow morning, just get ready for my tweets. I'm going. It's late tonight, but I'm gonna clip all them predictions, man. I'm gonna put them in one clip.
Don't
Nice.
worry. I
Let's
already
go.
had to do a few of them, man. I couldn't wait, man. There's way too many.
I love it.
Man, hold on. Let me wait till people get in here. I mean, people are already in here. Chat is booming. Russ is at a bar. Am I frozen?
No, you're good, man. We're here.
Oh.
Russ is frozen.
Okay, because you were looking down. Okay, you got.
I'm looking. I'm tweeting it out.
Yo, my bad. I got too excited. I X'd myself out.
Yo, and we
You're
got
good,
the
man.
floor slap, bro. Oh my
Dude,
goodness,
that was in
man.
unison. They did it like the
That
exact
was
same
ill.
I was about to
time.
cry, man. I was about to cry. Oh, that was.
I was already crying by that point, dude. That was the icing on the cake, dude.
Oh my goodness, bro. Oh my goodness. Oh yes, sir. Jeremy Roach.
Let's
Jeremy
go.
Roach. Oh.
Wait, are we
man.
doing the opening credits or can I start talking?
Let me get the.
No, we got
All
opening
right,
credits to
all
do.
right. Get the credits.
Well-
Man. I'm trying to find it though.
We'll give Ross's.
Nobody outside of Kentucky cares about that rivalry.
Exactly.
Who cares outside?
Wins 2015 or 2010, and everybody is saying 2015. So
just got back up here, John, a couple days ago. So been in the gym a little bit. Me and Joey been in the gym working out together.
As Duke fans, as Duke coaches, you know, 'cause I get excited over there, even in my suit, I'm grabbing Coach Tyler's leg, like,
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Duke Twitter, or whatever it's called. Great Twitter Live, presented by TickPick. You know, use the code Duke Nation. Want to go to the Elite Eight, the Final Four, maybe. You know, if they win Sunday, don't want to jinx it. But man, shout out to the Double Den.
Hey, Russ, real quick. When you're not talking, mute. I'm just gonna put it out there. Since you're at the bar.
Russ is at a bar right now. He's going crazy.
Oh, do you need me to is it mad loud?
When you're not talking, mute. Yeah.
All
right, I got you.
Probably best to mute, but yeah, man. Oh my goodness, man. What a game. I can't believe it. Oh man. That's a classic classic college basketball game, man. Ryan, what you think,
Hey,
bro?
Dude, man, I said it before we got on. First of all, what a game. Jeremy Roach, man. It first half is never Jeremy Roach's time. Second half, the last 10 minutes of a game is Jeremy Roach's time. But I want to give a shout out to Coach K, man. We've kind of dogged him a little bit this season, but the chess game that him and Mark Adams had going back and forth tonight was awesome. It was so fun to watch, and it was fun to see Coach K win one of these chess games, man. He came out with the zone in the second half. Zion, props to you. You said it after the first time out. They came out with it.
Props.
Not that they were listening, but I'll give you your flowers. We'll give Zion his
sir.
flowers. We got to do that every show. It's obligatory at this point. But so we give Zion his flowers, and then Coach K comes out, zone. They figure out the zone because Mark Adams is a good coach. And then I think it was with 5 or 6 minutes left, we switched back to man, which give me flowers. I called it on Twitter. I said, let's go back to man.
Okay,
and we did. And we closed the game. And so awesome for Coach K. We said it at halftime. This is Coach K's could be his final time to make halftime adjustments and prove to us why he's the greatest of all time. And he gets his 100th victory in the NCAA tournament. So I know I'm talking super fast right now, but it was unbelievably fun to watch. Jeremy Roach, clutch. Paulo Banchero hitting a crazy 3-pointer that I never would have wanted him shooting, but he made it anyways. So Russ, the Duke alum of this group, at a bar with a free shot in front of him. Let's see it.
Patron, baby, let's go.
Dang, this,
Cheers,
hey, kid show. It's a kid show.
Hey,
Go ahead.
you know when I knew we were going to win this game? So some people gave me some crap because I was talking about how good Texas Tech is. I think it's pretty clear from the game that Texas Tech was as good as people said.
For sure.
I don't think that there's any question that the people who there were so many people in my mentions going like, oh, Texas Tech never play anybody good, or their defense is overrated, or all these things. Nah, dude, they were properly rated. And I said from the beginning, what we need is a Final Four level performance to win this game. And you know when I knew we were going to win this game? When they said at the very beginning that if Coach K wins this game, it would be his 100th tournament victory. I was like, K's not going down, dude. K's not going down, dude. He's not going down like that. And I'll tell you what, the main thing that I take away from this, on my Twitter, I've been an advocate for Jeremy Roach since he was in high school. I watched him a lot in high school. I was a huge fan in high school. And he's had his struggles, and he's had his ups, he's had his downs. I think I said last year, frankly, on one of these shows that our key to last year was Jeremy Roach and him playing as well as he could have. And he didn't play as well last year. He was a freshman. He needed a little bit of time. C'est la vie. Trey Jones needed some time too, right? Like everybody needs some time. Those aren't for me. I wish they were, but they're not. Somebody tried to bring me a pizza and fries. If only, bro. Shout out to the Twitter people who paid for my drinks tonight. Holy shit, I'm gonna carry over whatever.
Twitter people, can I get something too, man? You know,
no, you don't. Zion's at home. Zion's at home. He don't got a lucky bar, bro. He don't got a lucky bar. He don't got a lucky bar.
It's on my profile. It's on my profile. Me too.
He saw that. He got mad jealous. He's an insider. He's got his connections, and I got the beer.
All year.
He's got connections. He's got connections. I've got beer. That's a fair trade. So, but Jeremy Roach, like everyone has been dogging him in my mentions all season, all last season. He's gone through it all, and he is. I'm reminded a little bit. He's better than this player, but I am reminded of Jordan Goldwire. The way that Goldwire was like the punching bag for everyone, and then started playing really, really well and persevered. Like that is the thing that when you have players.
Whoa, I gotta cut you. You did not just compare Jeremy Roach after a Sweet 16 victory.
I literally just said,
Goldwire.
Ryan, I literally just said he's better than Jordan Goldwire. I just said that, dude.
He's on a different planet than Jordan Goldwire.
What does better mean? What does better mean? What does better mean? Is it ambiguous? Is it ambiguous? All I'm saying, dude, hold on, Zion. No, let me finish. All I'm saying is there are certain players that face adversity online. Am I wrong, Ryan? There are certain players that face adversity where people make them a punching bag. And I think people unfairly, early this season and last season, made Jeremy Roach a punching bag. He's much better than Goldwire. He's going into next year. I'm so fucking stoked. I'm so very stoked. Sorry. I'm so very stoked about Jeremy Roach. So, no, I'm not saying that he's the same caliber of player. I just love the sort of player like Goldwire, like Roach, like any sort of player that does this, that when they face adversity for a strong period of time and they're fearless and they come out and they still make the big plays.
I'll give you that.
And they're like, you know what? I don't care what people are going to say. I'm going to take that shot. I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to make this big possession because this is what I was put on this roster to do. And because I've been loving the guy since he was a junior in high school, I couldn't be more proud. I couldn't be more excited for last season. I couldn't be more excited for next season. I couldn't be more excited for the rest of this season. He's an exceptional player. I'm very, very happy for Jeremy Roach. That's all I got.
All right, Zion, let's hear it, man. Let's hear it. I'll get back to your J Gold comment, but
the reason why I was confused, I was just wondering why you brought up Jordan Goldwire in the first place.
Because people dogged him, and then he made some big plays in big games down the stretch of his sophomore and junior year. That's all I was saying.
We'll get back to it. Zion,
whatever. You knew what I meant. Shut up.
I get that.
I'm 4 beers deep in some Patron shots. Shut up.
I will excuse you with the alcohol in your system, but like it's kind of crazy to even bring up the name Jordan Goldwire right now.
Yeah.
But,
Bro,
like,
how many players get dogged on
right,
a
enough.
more than
All right,
1 year
enough.
basis?
Enough.
On a more than
Enough.
1 year basis. On a more than 1 year basis and come
man.
through. How many? How many?
Enough.
Props to Jeremy Roach, bro.
Yeah,
All right, Zion, let's hear it.
He knows what I mean. He knows what I mean, and the coaches watching this shit know what I mean. What up?
Oh, okay. Yes, Jeremy Roach. My goodness, bro. I mean, Jeremy Roach anchored this whole thing. He was the engine behind the whole thing, and I think the second half they just really just started putting the ball in his hands more. I think a lot of the first half was still split between him, Wendell, even Powell at times. But Jeremy Roach tonight, he stamped his Duke legacy. I'm sorry, he stamped his Duke legacy. It's not a Final Four, it's not a championship.
Yeah.
But the way he's been playing, like this guy is going to be a memorable Duke point guard. I can't wait for next year, but who cares about next year? Like the Jeremy Roach right now is a scary sight, and I think this puts us in good position to win a national championship. Like this was what we've been saying: guard play, guard play, guard play.
And I feel like if it was any other year and you would have said like Jeremy Roach stamped his legacy because they made an Elite Eight would sound asinine. But the fact that it's Coach K's last season just amplifies what he's done tremendously. And with the swagger that he's doing it at, when he drove to the lane with I think it was less than a minute to go, and I think he got fouled before that. That was before he missed the 1-and-1. And I think it was Williams that kind of slapped him across the chest and the face. And he kind of started talking his own trash to him. It was like, man, that's the Quinn Cook leadership, the Tyus Jones leadership that this team has been missing and wanting. So
Shout out Regina.
Agree with you.
Hey, Ryan, let me ask this. How many people at the beginning of the season thought
we're going back to this?
No. How many people at the beginning of the season thought that at this point in the year, what we needed to win games, both the Michigan State game and this game, were put the ball in Jeremy Roach's hands and see what happens? How many people?
Absolutely nobody.
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 You know what I mean? And forget what I said before. I don't care. You can disagree with me. It doesn't matter. Regardless of what I said before, I am so excited for how he's playing. His confidence 100%. Is through the roof. Everybody you saw after he made that second shot on the contested where he went in and he made it, you know what I mean? When he came back, the guys were almost not playing defense because they were so excited to shove him in the chest and smiling at him and laughing at him because he kept making those big baskets. And then they should have called the tech on the Arkansas guy, obviously. That 100%. Goes without saying. Or not Arkansas, whatever. You know what I mean. It doesn't matter. They're all the same. They're not Duke. That's all that matters, bro. But he was stunting, man. He was just stunting on dudes. And that's who you need. You need one guy who is ready to stunt. Jeremy Roach is our stunting guy. I'm so excited for Jeremy, man. How awesome is that?
Oh, is my mic too loud? Someone tweeted at me. My mic too loud?
No, you're good, man. You're loud and clear. You were a little quiet, but I think you're good.
Okay. If my mic is too loud, I'm excited.
Derek Shelton, by the way, you're wrong. You're wrong.
What did he say?
He was one.
He said Keels is coming back. Bro.
We're not even getting into that right now.
We're not going to get into that, but bro.
The biggest thing that I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on. Okay, let's just say next game or one of the upcoming games, Jeremy Roach happens to not be clutch Jeremy Roach. Who do you see having that swagger or confidence in the last 4 minutes to step up? Because really Jeremy Roach is one of the only ones that have shown it consistently over the last 2 games.
It's Jeremy. It's Jeremy.
What if Jeremy doesn't? What if Jeremy gets hurt? He hurt his foot tonight. What happens?
He's not that hurt. Keep giving
I'm not saying he's hurt.
Shout out to Jamie, Nate, and Dan. Jamie, Nate, and Dan. I know you're watching. I know you're watching.
No, that the fan was talking about you probably yelling in your mic.
I'm yelling. Whatever. Tell that guy to take a headphone out. Hey, shout out to Jamie, Nate, and Dan. Hey, if it's not Jeremy, it's got to be Paolo. I mean, it's got to be Paolo. He's the guy. Now, if we need free throws at the end, how good did you feel when Wendell had the ball? How good did you feel when Wendell had the ball and he went up?
I knew it was locked.
When Wendell closed his eyes, I told my wife sitting next to me, I said he's gonna close his eyes. He's gonna imagine nobody else around. It's just him in the basket. And I showed my wife the tweet of Wendell Moore. Of what he said after the game to Brian Lauren from Rivals, saying that he just imagines him in the basket. I'm like, right now, I said, April, he's just imagining him in the basket. He's making this. It's going in. He closes his eyes and clutches up, man. That
Never
was
in doubt.
Never in doubt.
not in
Wait,
doubt for half a second, bro.
Hold on. Let me clap it up for the free throw shooting of Duke tonight. Look at the free throw shooting
Yes,
right here, man.
sir.
Outside of Jeremy Roach's little 1-on-1 scare, or the 2 shots he had,
Bro,
whatever.
they
I
missed
think it was
2
a
free throws
1-on-1.
all night.
I know, and it was those 2 or whatever it was. It was great all
what were
night,
the
regardless.
Zion, read me the numbers. I can't see them.
Oh, I'm trying to add it up. 9.
We shot 3, 6,
That's a
8.
lot.
I can't read. My
We shot
screen's too
12,
tiny.
4, 5, 11, 15, 14, 15. We shot 12 for 15 tonight from free
12
throw
for
line.
15, all right, man. Good
I'll
math,
take
good
that.
math, good math,
I'll
good
take
math.
that
that's
all
good,
day,
man.
bro.
Yo, that's tough.
not bad at all.
But I mean, let's talk about the
That's 80%.
number one. I definitely owe apology to
Bates Jones.
no, not to Bates Jones.
I'm staying out of it. I'm staying out of it. No, Ryan,
totally
tell him about the beef. Tell him about the beef. Ryan and Zion had some beef, bro.
We won. So
Ryan and Zion had some beef, bro.
We won, so we could
I
talk.
just like getting Zion a little riled up a little
Man,
bit.
I was riled up, bro, because I was really pissed. that Coach
I know
K
you
put in
were.
Bates Jones. Yo, what are you doing, Coach? What is Bates Jones doing in a 2-point game against Texas Tech? I'm glad we won this game. But like I said, hold on. Let me apologize. I apologize for going at you, Coach, because then you played the zone. You played the zone. So you played the zone, and I'm happy you did that. But the Bates Jones minutes, never again.
I'm not disagreeing with you at all, because I don't think Bates Jones is the answer. I don't think we have an answer off the bench. But does Joey provide? Does he maybe make one of those? I'm curious as to where do we go? Joey, sure, you can make an argument, but is he the answer? Not really. We had to get through 2 to 4 minutes of play with one of them on the floor. So it's kind of you're throwing dice on a craps table. What you just kind of taking a gamble on who's going to produce and who's not. And Bates obviously didn't produce it with any capacity. I'd love to know his plus minus tonight, because it has to be about -8.
I mean, at this point, I feel like you don't even consider them as options.
No, but there had to be a reason, right?
I mean, they thought they could steal minutes for Paolo.
They thought Paolo. They sat Paolo for 4 minutes. At the end of the day, we're gonna have to ride our horses. We got to ride our horses the rest of the way. Unfortunately, I love Joey in terms of his spirit. I love Bates in terms of his spirit. Bro, we got to play 7 dudes the rest of the way. 7 dudes. And really, it's got to be 6.5. Theo, let's give him 10, 15, and then we're playing 6 dudes beyond that. That's the lineup the rest of the way.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Joey was going to get a shot tonight just because of the pack line. Oh, not pack line. The no middle defense.
Yeah.
But obviously that couldn't happen.
He didn't even take his jumper off, dude.
Yeah. Those jumpers will fly though.
Where did those come from?
I want one straight up.
Yeah, I need one.
If you're watching, Nolan, hook me up. Hook me up, Nolan.
You're an alumni, so you probably can get one.
Yeah, you an alumni. Get that discount, bro.
One more thing, one more flowers I want to give out outside of the starting lineup. Theo John, man. How about Theo, man? He came in. He had 3 blocks in a row. They called a foul on one, which was absolutely horse crap. He played really well coming off the bench, and he really, when we went to zone, I don't think Mark could guard the baseline like Theo could. So I give props to Theo on that. When
I was scared.
When Mark came back in, they scored right away. And I'm not saying it's 100% on Mark, but Theo could guard that baseline and move a little bit quicker than Mark. So that was awesome to see Theo step up in a primetime moment there.
No, I was scared the other way. I was scared because Mark is just better on the perimeter than Theo is. He just
didn't have to be on the perimeter. He
I know, but they were both being dragged out by O'Banner. They were being dragged out enough.
Sure.
That because Mark was getting dragged out, but was doing okay. I mean, O'Banner made I think one with Mark's hand in his face. If you're gonna make that, fair enough. I mean, whatever, we'll give you that. But Theo he's not as long, he's not as tall, he's not as fast as Mark. He's great at the rim. But if you get Theo in space out in the perimeter, that's just not his game at all. And so I was concerned at the amount of minutes that Theo was getting. That said, I thought we did a really good job defensively at keeping Theo down low where he can be his most effective, and then just allowing Theo to shine and do what Theo does best. I mean, I thought defensively, Kay did some of his best adjustments
100%.
that he made all season, maybe in the last couple of seasons. Would you agree that this is the most enjoyable NCAA tournament win that we have had since 2015? Since 2015?
Since last week, I was just gonna say it's been the best in the last 4 days.
I would say this is more enjoyable than the Michigan State game. Would you say this is the most enjoyable since 2015 Wisconsin?
Yeah, because I said that. I tweeted that last week. I said Michigan State.
I didn't see that. My bad.
Yeah, Michigan State was the best win since 2015. So like, obviously this one's even sweeter. Obviously, bro. I just don't think if they can excel. They shot 71% in the second half against Texas Tech's defense.
Wild, man. They dropped 78 on this team who's allowed like 60 points a game.
This is a top 5. I tweeted this. They're a top 5 defense in the last 20 years.
It's crazy.
They're better than any Tony Bennett Virginia defense ever.
It's
and in the second, they were real good. But like in the second half, I mean, I tweeted before the game, I was real concerned that people had said all year, oh, Duke shows up for the big games.
And they do.
So you get a little concerned sometimes that's a size when like a big game is coming up. You know what I mean? Like you get a little concerned like maybe it was true for like a couple big games, but is it going to be true for this one? Like, is it something that you can carry through all the way? Like as a fan, you get just like a little knot in your stomach. You get a little concerned. I saw Zion tweeting a little concern, some concern stuff. I was concerned too.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean?
I wasn't never concerned.
You tweeted some concerns. You tweeted about it, bro. Come on.
The
fact that we showed up, the fact that they showed up, it was none of the stuff that we have lamented the last month or two, and it was everything that we knew we could do, and they did it all. I mean, that's what it's about. That's what Duke basketball is about, baby.
Man, they became a Duke team tonight. Like last week was great.
Yeah.
But like it was still around a 32 win. Like this.
But I will say, man, I think playing Arkansas now, who is not Gonzaga.
We hopping into Arkansas talk? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm going to jump into it.
Let's do it.
I think. Yes, tonight was a Duke win. This team became more of a Duke team tonight with this win. But that was playing the underdog role. That was playing this is the best defense that you'll ever face role. Now you go against Arkansas where you're going to be favored. You should score a lot of points. Gonzaga didn't. They should have. And they're going to try and probably will score a lot of points against us. So you want to be a true Duke team, hold them to less points than what they're normally used to hitting and score a lot of points. Like you want to be the Duke team that makes it to the Final Four and that can be going down as a historical Duke team. You got to do it against a team that you're supposed to do it against. And Arkansas is a great team. And Eric Musselman, oh my God, the chess match between him and Kay is going to be great to watch, like it was tonight against Mark Adams. But this is not a team to mess around with. You can't take Arkansas lightly and just think you're going to walk into the Final Four because they beat Gonzaga.
Mark, that stat that you've got up there, Zion, that stat is insane.
That's crazy.
One more stat is Duke shot 71% tonight in the second half. It's the highest percentage any team has shot in a half of basketball against Texas Tech in the last 7 years.
And most of them were in the paint. Most of them were in the paint. I started to feel real good when Jordan Majewski, by the way, really good basketball analyst, he tweeted at halftime, he was like, over half of Duke's points in the first half were in the paint. If you're a Duke fan, like you have to feel really good about going forward. Like even though we were down, he was like, they got half their points in the paint against Texas Tech. They're like, you got to, the implication there was you've got to feel really good about it. Ryan, I don't want to say anything out of pocket, so I'm gonna keep.
Before you go to you're about to talk about Arkansas.
I was. I can chill.
Before we go to Arkansas, I see someone asked a question. Before we talk about Arkansas, are we happy with Gonzaga losing?
Yes. Oh my God. Are you shitting me?
I mean, logically, you have to be. From a fan standpoint, maybe not, but like logically, absolutely.
Gonzaga's the better team, dude. They're the better team. Than Arkansas. No, not than Duke. I'm saying than Arkansas. Than Arkansas. Than Arkansas.
Yes,
come on.
Okay.
We beat Gonzaga. I said when we did our preview show that I thought Texas Tech was a bigger challenge than Gonzaga just because of the style of game Texas Tech plays versus the style of game Gonzaga plays. Like Gonzaga, as we saw today, they don't respond especially well to physicality and very gritty, grimy ball. And Duke kind of has been that way at times in the last couple of years, not just this year. So I was a little more concerned than Texas Tech than the rematch with Gonzaga. But that said, Arkansas, and this gets back to my point, I'm not going to say anything out of pocket here. If you watched that game, you saw Arkansas made a lot of contested shots, like a lot of indisputably bad shots. Like, let's just call it what it is. Chet Holmgren, 3 of his 5 fouls, and everyone here knows I'm not somebody who ever talks about the officials. Chet is the only reason that Gonzaga has rim protection, and he was out on 3 of 5 real bad foul calls. Just real bad foul calls. That's all there is to it. Note is a baller, but he'll also shoot Arkansas out of a game. I've seen Arkansas probably 15 times this year. I've seen them a lot. I watched a lot of SEC this year. He can shoot them into a game. He can beat you single-handedly. He can shoot Arkansas out of it single-handedly. I think Wendell Moore is a great matchup for Note, one-on-one. I think Moore is ideally, and even with the switches, I think that Keels can do some business because he's got some strength, he's got some length, he's got what we need. And if Note wants to try to beat Duke shooting like 9 for 30 like he did tonight or whatever it was,
a lot of shots, man.
Then God bless. They took a lot of I have not looked at the shot quality numbers. I bet Gonzaga got more quality shots than Arkansas did, and they just lost, like straight up. Sometimes that'll happen. And I think that if Duke plays Arkansas, our defense is a lot more inclined to do well against a team that wants to play a lot of ISO ball the way that Arkansas wants to do. Arkansas wants to try to out-athlete you. They want to try to out-dog you. They want to try to out-length you and out-strength you. And we've just got the bodies, I think, to deal with that. That doesn't mean that we'll win, because if they make a bunch of tough shots, then they can win, certainly. And if we turn the ball over a lot, because they're a bunch of dogs, and Musselman is going to have them mentally prepared for the game, they could win. But like I do feel a lot better about us versus Arkansas than us versus Gonzaga from a sheer talent perspective.
Yeah, and I mean Note. I think he's the type of guy, he can shoot 9 for 31 game, but he also can shoot 15 for 20.
Not often,
game, But he's a very Jekyll and Hyde player. And I think
So who do you put? I know Russ. I think you said Keels. Who do you put Wendell on him?
There's nobody else. They're gonna put Wendell on him. Like that's who they put.
More and Keels. I mean, like even if they have to switch out a little bit, I think it'll be fine. Starting.
So it's probably
right. But like if I'm saying, if they run some picks and some switches, if Duke runs the switches the way that they've been doing, we've got multiple guys that can deal. Like unless they run enough switches that Note is like on Roach, or that Note is on like Mark Williams in space. Or whatever. Like I honestly thought that that's what Texas Tech was going to do a little more today, and they just didn't take advantage enough. Like I thought they could have taken advantage of Roach in one-on-one matchups a little bit, just because their smallest player has 4 inches of height and like 40 pounds of muscle over Roach. But like they just weren't able to do it enough. I thought we did a really good job not letting Roach get on an island, except for in a couple of possessions. And so if we can do that against Arkansas, we're in great shape.
I do feel like
Gonzaga, Connor, great stat. I knew it. I knew it from watching the game.
I do feel like too. I mean, Jalen Williams, it'll be interesting. Jalen Williams is a solid big, and he's a big that can stretch you out a little bit, but like, it's hard for me to believe that after playing Texas Tech, that Arkansas is going to be able to stop Paulo and Mark inside. I think tonight was just like the second half, especially when you put the ball in Jeremy's hands, to be able to get his bigs the ball in perfect spots, especially Mark on the lob. Arkansas is too small for me. They're way too small for me.
Yeah, Trey Wade. I think, is it Trey or something? Wade plays the 4. Yeah, Trey Wade plays the 4, and he's only 6'6" or something like that. And the other thing to note about Arkansas is they only play 7 guys, max 6. Like tonight, they only had 2 guys that played. They played 8, and 2 of the guys were 4 minutes each. So like, it's not. And I think it's. Is it Chris Likes from the Miami guy who's
he never plays. He never plays.
No, which is crazy. And he's one of them.
Yeah.
And so,
well, he sucks. That's why he doesn't play.
But yeah, so like the bench, like the depth isn't going to scare me as it would if Duke was on another every other night game like they're going to be in. So like it's just going to be a matter of Duke defending Note and just not letting Wade or Williams go off, which I just don't think they can. Wade is 6'6", Williams is 6'10". He can stretch the floor, but I don't think Duke's going to to allow that. So just keep. And Note took 29 shots tonight and only scored 21 points. So like,
he took bad shots. He took straight up bad shots.
God, yeah.
Bad shots. I've seen so many games that they lost this year where it was specifically because he took bad shots. Now if he's on, I mean, it's kind of like, this is the comparison, and like people don't like this comparison, especially because the UNC game is coming up tomorrow. Johnny Juzang last postseason took a bunch of bad shots. He just did. Now he made them. He made them. And so then they made the huge run that they did. But like if you have him take those exact same shots 100 times, he's going to miss them more often than he's going to make them. It just is what it is. And that's why I love, I forget who it was. I think it was Connor who posted the shot quality numbers. I have no doubt from watching the Gonzaga-Arkansas game that Gonzaga got better quality shots than Arkansas. And that if they played 100 times, Gonzaga's winning that game at least 60% of the time, maybe more. So I'm stoked that it's Arkansas. That doesn't mean we'll beat Arkansas, but it does mean that it's the better matchup. It means we're more likely to get advantageous shot quality against Arkansas because Arkansas just takes bad shots. They just do. And if they make them, then you've got to just tip your cap. But if they don't make them, then we're in the goddamn Final Four, baby.
Yo,
you know what I mean?
I need this so bad because the last time it still hurts that we were in the Elite Eight the last 2 times, and you just think about it. It's one win from the Final Four. Yeah. That's all I asked for this team. When I tweeted before the tournament, I was like, I just want the Final Four. Just get us to the Final Four.
Can I say something perilous? Can I say something perilous?
Oh boy,
Ryan talked about giving Eric Musselman a lot of props for the defense, and you know they beat Gonzaga, so you got to give them some degree of credit. Their offense is straight up roll the ball out and see what happens. It is.
It is. It 100% is.
And I don't know that you can do that against, like, maybe because Roach is smaller, maybe they can take advantage of Roach a little bit in those positions, but you can't take advantage of Keels. You can't take advantage of Moore. Even if you can take advantage of Griffin on the dribble drive, if he's out on the perimeter, he has got the length to get in your face. And if you try to drive past him, which you can certainly do, you're going to beat Mark probably, or Theo, or like maybe Paolo, depending on what's going on. Like there are possibilities there. So like if he wants to roll out ISO ball, like people got mad at me, and one or two people. Shout out to the one or two people, you know who you are, in my mentions who were like, Arkansas can give Gonzaga fits. And my response was like, well, yeah, if they're like making shots and Gonzaga's like missing shots, then sure. And I know that feels very reductive, but like, but at the same time, their quality shot just isn't there. So like, if they make bad quality shots against us and win, you just tip your cap and you live your life.
Hey, Russ, they're calling you out for their language, brother.
Sorry, Steve. That's my fault. Steve, I'm 5 beers and a Patron shot. And shout out to Grey Goose. Grey Goose had a sponsored. There were some ladies. There were some ladies.
You got muted, my brother.
There's some ladies here from Grey Goose who gave me some free Grey Goose. Shout out to Grey Goose.
All right, man. I got a question for y'all. Did Paolo become the number 1 pick tonight? Because obviously, we've looked at, Jeremy Roach has been stellar. Mark Williams is stellar. Paolo had 22 tonight. 7 of 12. 3 of 4 for 3.
Hey, man. Like, Russ, mute that mic real quick. If Paolo does it one more time, he has to be. Tonight, no, I don't think he becomes the number 1 pick. I think he moves into the top 2 category again before or in front of probably Jabari.
No, I'm taking him before Chet.
Well, I am. I'm taking number 1. He's got the most potential out of the 3. I think I'm not a huge Holmgren guy, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But I think if you're an NBA executive right now and you're looking at those 3, if Paolo isn't in your top 2, I think Jabari Smith has more potential than Holmgren at this point, and that's going to get ridiculed probably. But I think if Paolo can drop 20 again on Arkansas and lead this team to a Final Four, you can't pass on him as the number 1 overall pick. There's no other top 3 player that's going to go in the draft that's in the Final Four. Paolo's consistently put up the numbers in this tournament when the big lights, the bright lights are on. How do you I shouldn't say how, but as a Duke fan, like seeing Paolo doing what he's doing, and tonight he was super efficient. And CBS tried to go in at halftime acting like he hadn't had that great of a half, and he was the only double-digit scorer at halftime. That was blasphemy. I don't know how you can pick Paolo over those two, or can't pick Paolo over those two guys if he leads his team to a Final Four.
Go ahead, Russ. You're raising your finger.
Sorry, I didn't. I'm trying to keep it muted because I know it's loud in here. I'll say this. I don't even think that Jabari has higher upside than Paolo. I think Paolo has higher upside. I think Jabari is just the better shooter today. And Jabari
That's fine. Paolo doesn't have to be.
And I think Jabaro realistically is the better defender today than Paolo as well. So I think that the Jabari pick is more about the polish today plus the upside, which I think is fair. I think that Chet, the argument, if you're going to make an argument for Chet, and this is not an argument I would necessarily make, I'm just going to put it out there. I think that the argument for Chet is that if you think he can put on the muscle, then his upside is maybe higher than anyone else's. And if you don't think he can, then his upside is lower, clearly, than Jabari and Paolo's. So it depends on what you think his body can do, because Chet's block rate is phenomenal. His three-point shooting has been better all season than Paolo's. His ball handling is not as it definitely. I mean, look at the percentages. Even against higher level competition, Chet's three-point percentage is better.
Oh no, it is.
The problem is I think Paolo is better off the catch. Paolo is better off the catch. I, without looking at it, I would guess that. But I would guess that Chet is just better across the board, including off the bounce. Just because Paolo sometimes hesitates a little bit before he takes that three, and then he's way less likely to make it. But like regardless of that, if somebody takes Chet, it's because they're a team that's not looking to win in the next year or two. They're taking Chet solely on that idea of, hey, in 2 to 3 years, if we can put some muscle on him, he's the highest upside player in the draft if we think that could actually happen. And I think that's a fair argument. It's not necessarily what I would do as a GM, but I understand the argument. I think Paolo is I think between upside and downside, I think Paolo is the safest. Is that fair?
I agree, 100%.
He's at least the safest offensively. I don't know if overall he's the safest, but he is definitely the safest on offense. Like I struggle to find a world in which in the next 3 years Paolo is not scoring 18 points a game minimum in the NBA. So
yeah, I think that's a lock. I mean, I think he's an immediate impact guy.
It is.
Too.
I think those three are clearly the top three, unless you're completely desperate for a guard and you think Jaden Ivey's a point guard. But like that's not where I would go. I think the top three are locked in personally. We'll see. It's going to be a really exciting draft.
This is interesting. I didn't even notice this. Trevor Keels had 13 minutes tonight. He couldn't play just because everyone else was. Even AJ, he was hitting big timely threes at times.
Yeah, who are you gonna sub Keels out for, man? On the defensive end, maybe, and at the end they did offense defense, and I think they brought in Keels for the defensive side over Griffin. But I don't know who you're gonna sub him in for in meaningful minutes at the end of the game. You're not taking him out over Jeremy. You're not taking him out over AJ. You're not taking him out over Dell. So like, who are you gonna put him in for?
There's an easy answer for Kevin, which is it's matchup based. It's the same reason why Mark didn't play in some of the games earlier this year. This is a game where if you can't make threes, or you don't have the size to score inside, or you're not like an elite creator for other people, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing this game? And none of those are really Trevor's strength. I would bet money on Trevor playing a lot more against Arkansas, where they're going to want to play a lot of ISO ball. They're going to want to force Duke players to play. Yep, they're going to want to play Duke. They're going to want to have Duke play a lot of ISO ball. They're not going to have a rim protector in the same way that like Texas Tech packs it in. Arkansas doesn't pack it in exactly the same way. I'd be very surprised if Trevor does not have a much larger role in the next game. It's matchup based. That's all it is.
Yeah. I think we might see some zone from Arkansas. Texas Tech did flash that zone and it did fumble us for a second, but
Yeah. An interesting stat, if you go back to the
Uber's
Arkansas
driving me
matchup.
home, Hunter. Uber's driving me home. Come on now. I got Uber. What do you think? This is amateur hour? Of course I've got an Uber, bro.
He's a Duke alum. He's responsible. We're not worried about that.
Come on.
An interesting stat, just that I noticed at looking at the box scores, is that we talked about JD Note, 21 points against Gonzaga, taking 29 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Paulo Banchero, 22 points on 12 shots. He took
that's
17,
no contest.
17 less shots to get to one more point than JD Note. I don't want to say I'm not worried about Arkansas because I've seen Duke fall into this trap before, but come on now.
Well, yeah, bad teams have beaten Duke this year. I mean, so that could happen, but
sure.
Note, anyone who watched the Gonzaga Arkansas game and left that game thinking, who definitely the better team is Arkansas. I question what you were watching. Gonzaga got better shots the whole way. Arkansas got worse shots the whole way. Now, Gonzaga had some softness. I think Arkansas is not going to be soft. You can definitely count on that. There's no chance that Arkansas shows up soft. 0% chance.
No.
Yeah, but I mean,
but their skill level, Gonzaga's skill level was much better than Arkansas's. They just missed open shots, and Arkansas made contested shots. That just is what it is. Sometimes that's what it is.
I mean, even so, I think we just played the most physical team in the country.
100%.
That's not even a debate.
No one's gonna punch harder than Texas Tech did tonight, man.
Shout out to Grayson, man, for cooking on the timeline. Shout out Grayson.
I think we all took shots. But
Captain, my captain.
Shout out Grayson, man. But yeah, it's. Whew.
Hey, and Quinn Cook tonight even tweeted the own video. I even tweeted the video of him saying Duke's never the underdog. He tweeted it out too, man. That he knows, man. That's awesome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love Quinn Cook, man. Love Quinn Cook. Shout out to Quinn Cook.
What else we gotta say, man? It's getting late. I know it's getting late for people, but mad people are watching. Still awake. I think everyone is hyped. Everyone is hyped, man. What else y'all gotta say about this upcoming game, this current game, or or questions?
I think my last thing I want to say is that I dogged on Dell a little bit in the beginning of the second half. I don't think he had played well. He ended up only having 2 turnovers. It felt like more than that. He didn't feel like he had a great game, but it's kind of like the Dell we've seen in ACC play: 12 points, 4 rebounds, couple assists, played decently on defense. It's part. I don't want to dog on Dell, but we almost always want more from Wendell. But he always gives you just enough, and tonight was another one of those nights, and I want to see him step up maybe a little bit, but yeah, man, I shout out to Dell. Yeah. Played a decent game.
He definitely had his blunders in the first half, but I don't think he definitely hit a lot of tough shots too, especially in the mid range. But I didn't think it was a bad performance for him. I thought
there were some questionable decisions made for sure, and because he didn't make as many obvious great decisions as Roach did, I think it went under the radar a little bit. But again, when it comes down to it and the game is on the line and they're passing the ball in, there is no player, period, in the country that I want with the ball in his hands more than Wendell Moore, period. Because when he goes up to that foul line, there's not even a hesitation in my mind. I knew they were both in. And if you have a guy like that on your team where you're not even remotely hesitant, I mean, oh my God, what a boon that is,
Yeah. Oh, Russ, they asked if you got a pod coming.
Do I have a pod coming?
OG Sin. Shout out OG Sin.
I don't know if I'm gonna have a pod before the next game. I tell you what though, if we win the Elite Eight, that's an if. If we beat Arkansas, I'll have a pod on Monday. On Monday.
I might be making a trip down to New Orleans at this rate, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm literally on Expedia right now, looking at flights.
I might have to, man. If we win on Sunday, man, that might be the move.
We'll talk to TickPick.
Shout out to my boy Nate who has tickets and was texting me today when we were down 8 or whatever, and he was like, "Bro, don't make me go down to New Orleans if Duke's not there, dude." He was like, "Don't make me go down there." He was like, "I'll still go, but I'm gonna be drinking all the purple drinks from Lafitte's blacksmith shop I'm gonna drink them all. He's like, I don't want to be there without Duke, man.
Let me address this. People are saying I think Rhodes enters the draft. No,
Dude.
no.
Why? Why would he? I mean,
if he wins a championship, okay, there's a possibility he might test the waters, but I think realistically he's going to benefit so much from coming back and owning the team next year that I don't think there's a need to do it.
I think if he wins the championship and is most outstanding player, then he tests the waters. You know what I mean? Like, because to me, what he's got going on. Do you know how many players we've seen of his height that are elite college players? And I think next year he could be straight up a preseason All-American. I genuinely believe. I genuinely believe that. 100%. I genuinely believe that. But like, what is he going to be in the NBA? Like we saw Drew Timme. Drew Timme was was he player of the year last year, or he was runner up, or he was in some services player of the year? And this year, I mean, like he's still not going to be a draft pick. Like there are some players that like if you don't have the size or a certain skill set, then you're just not going to be picked. And Roach is an incredible college player, and I love him. But until he shoots for an entire season, 38% or more, like from three, then he's not going to be picked. So why would he go pro? Like there's no reason for it. So I think if he came back and led a team of Lively and Filipowski and Whitehead and all those dudes, dude, the ceiling is the roof, as some people would say. You know what I mean? Like he could crush it next year. He could do the Trey Jones leap. He could 100% do that. But there's no reason for him to go after this year unless he completely goes ballistic in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah. One thing I want to say is bringing up all the dumb analysts, obviously bringing up age from this Texas Tech game. Oh, Texas Tech average 22 years old is their average age, and Duke is 19. Like that's all out the window at this point. Even going on Saturday, Duke has 3 tournament wins under their belt. This is an experienced team at this point. They are experienced. There's no such thing as we don't have enough experience. They're this deep into the tournament. They're experienced. So
wait, were they saying that Texas Tech had the experience or Arkansas has the experience?
Texas Tech.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say that normally the
but
more experienced team is going to win.
They're going to pull it. They're going to say the same thing for Arkansas. We know that. Because they had a run last year. They even have a run, but it's just like
I mean, I guess that's fair. I do think that generally, without looking at the numbers, I would bet that at this point, the more experienced team at least has like a tiny bit more edge than one would consider. But like if you have a huge talent edge, I think that cancels out the experience edge. I don't know. Yeah. But if we have 5 draft picks and they have like 1, I think Jalen Williams could be a draft pick. I genuinely do. I think he's real good.
Yeah. He had I was thinking that too. But I think
he's an NBA player in my mind. But like other than that, I don't know who there is an NBA player.
Note's just pretty old. He's just old, so it's hard to give him
which can be dangerous for sure. But like in terms of talent. Like, would you take Note over the talent on our roster? Like, I wouldn't.
Well, Note's a dog. I'm not gonna act like he's not nice.
He's not. He's not nothing. But like I don't think experience completely outweighs talent when there's so much talent versus so much experience. If there's a bit more of a balance there, if there's like if they had like 3 second-round picks and a lot more talent. Or like 3 second-round picks and a lot more experience, then okay, then maybe you can talk about it. Yeah. But like if they have 1 second-round pick and the experience, and we have 4 first-round picks, if only 4, I don't know what the numbers are on that, but I imagine that the talent still matters.
Yeah, Grant, we did talk about Bates Jones. I think the way they've won the past 2 games is. They've grown up. They're all grown up. This is a grown Duke team. But yeah.
And I personally think if you go into that Arkansas game, like part of me is concerned about just taking him too lightly, but I think this team's going to walk into that Arkansas game with a lot more swagger than we might expect. I think they're going to walk into it very confident and think that 4 line. It was open at 4, and now it must be 4.5 according to David. I think they're going to think that is disrespectful. Like they're going to want to do something about that. So I think that's even another motivational part of this is they were an underdog today. Technically, when it opened, they're an underdog. I think at the game time they weren't, but yeah, I think this team is playing with so much confidence that we should all be the same as them.
People busted on me for saying that Texas Tech should be a pick'em or maybe slightly favored over Duke in this game. I mean, I'm gonna use that same logic to say that like Duke. I think that line is fair, and that I would in that line, at least in the short term, without the movement, I would take Duke on that line. I mean, I think that. In the same way that people just, I think they underrate the value of really good defense. I think they overrate the value of making a lot of shots in a difficult shot scenario. Like at a certain point, there's only so far that'll take you. So maybe they still beat us with difficult shot making. Don't get me wrong. It might not. Thank you so much. It might not be against us. It might be in the next round. But like if you have to rely on hardcore, difficult shot making to win games, that's just a tough thing to bet on, man. It just is.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
But I'm getting tired. I don't know about
it's one. That's after 1 year time.
Wait,
man.
why are you tired? Why are you tired?
I got work tomorrow. I was trying to do a workout tonight too, and it's 1:14.
What, your night's not just starting? Your night's just starting?
My night is starting.
My night's not just starting, bro. Bro, I'm about to take another Patron shot. What's going on?
I got to get on the timeline, start searching, and I'll be.
Oh, you got to do the petty shit. You got to do the petty shit. All right, respect.
My petty
respect.
Y'all said tomorrow morning I'm going off on all these so-called basketball analysts. I've been telling y'all stop listening to college basketball analysts because they don't know nothing.
ESPN was over 4 tonight, man. They were over 4 today, man.
They didn't. And the reasoning was so stupid. Like, this team Duke has never seen physicality. Bro, Tom Izzo just called his Duke team one of the most physical Duke teams he's ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, wait a minute. Now, hold on. This Texas Tech team, I think it's fair to say this was the most physical team we saw all year. I do think that's fair.
Nah, but the reason it wasn't like that's not a reason just to pick them over. When you're
talent. Dude, Zion, when you're an ESPN guy, you are incentivized to try to make the right pick. Yeah. So when the Vegas line favors another team, you're gonna pick the team that the Vegas line favors. It just is what it is. And
that's
everything.
That's not.
I understand that, but like, don't get me wrong, I understand that, but like, that's why they're just gonna like take. Whatever, that's why I took Houston tonight, by the way.
Well, first of all, can we get an L in the chat for Russ on the Texas Tech pick on tonight?
I did
Texas Tech.
L in the chat for Russ.
L in the chat. L in the chat. Hey, tell you what.
You get muted too. You get L in the chat, brother.
L. No, L it, dude. L it. It's all good. I said in my tweet that my big bet on Texas Tech today was an emotional hedge. It's an emotional hedge. I do this every year, an emotional hedge, because if Duke's going to lose, I want to make money, bro. I want to make money.
I don't blame you one bit, but I'm just very happy for you.
No, that's fair. Dude, I'm glad. And so many people came up into my comments, and they were like, oh, you're going to lose money. Oh, how sad are you that you're going to lose money? Dude, I'm not sad. I'm on cloud 9. Do I look sad right now, dude? I'm happy. Do you think I'm not betting expendable money right now, dude? I'm betting expendable money. But hey, he
took the Venmo money for his bar tab tonight and put it towards Texas Tech.
No, that's definitely not true. By the way,
one more reminder: give me and Ryan some Venmo money.
Yeah. We take donos, man. We'll take donos.
By the way, if for whatever reason, I'm not going to say that this will happen because I believe we'll win. I'm going to keep coming back to this bar. Everybody who sent me money, which I love you all. That was an incredible showing from all of y'all, and I firmly believe that the positive mojo helped tonight. If it doesn't work out on Saturday and we lose, and I'm not saying it will because I favor us. I'm favoring us. I'm loving it. But if it doesn't happen for whatever reason, whatever is left over, I'm gonna tweet out charity of anybody's choice. Anything that's left We're gonna go charity. I don't need the money, bro. I appreciate everything that everybody's sending to me. I love you all. Everybody in the Duke community is absolutely awesome. We're gonna go charity if that happens, but you know it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen because we're gonna win on Saturday and we're gonna keep going, bro. We're gonna keep going.
Rush just saying he's got that Duke alumni money. That's all he's saying.
Yeah,
we're happy.
We could flex it. It's okay.
Well, shout out to IU Burner. Shout out to IU Burner.
Oh my goodness! All right,
that
man.
Idiot.
It's
shout out to your mom, baby.
All right, calm down over there. You getting muted, bro. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We'll be back Saturday night. Well, tip off is 8:50.
8:50-ish after that first.
It'll be
game.
9. Yeah, 9 minimum.
Like
I bet.
9. Yeah. But yeah. Man, one more to get to the Final Four, man. Never thought we'd be here, man, but we here, man. Let's go.
Let's go. Man.
You never thought we'd be here? You never thought we'd be here, Zion?
No, get out of here with your Texas Tech pick 'em. Get out of here.
Yeah, you picked Texas Tech to win. I did say
you just said you never thought we'd be here. Get out of here with you, bro.
No. I did actually pick us to make the Elite Eight. I did. Remember, I had the receipts on the show. You had us losing in the Sweet 16. So
yes, you did.
We out of here. Appreciate y'all for watching.
52%.